it's raining again. Although it is kind of bright again, maybe I'll get lucky. We'll see. Looks like the clouds are super gray here. Hopefully the rain doesn't come. I guess during this time here anyways, there'll be a lot of bugs and stuff. Although this here says in London, it says, warning issued in London after toxic caterpillar outbreak. Residents in London are being told to beware the white-haired caterpillars that can cause rashes, vomiting, and asthma attacks. I'm just trying to think. Vomiting and asthma attacks, what do? They fire something at you? To my knowledge, the caterpillars here anyways are just these tiny little things in the ground. How can it cause something like that? Then again, I know in other places around the world, like apparently Australia and stuff like that, their spiders are like gigantic compared to here, and people get used to it. So yeah, maybe it's just a different type of environment stuff, but it's kind of crazy for me to think about anyways, that a caterpillar could create that much chaos to people. This was interesting for people in the US though. It says apparently T-Mobile and Sprint, they're basically merging. Like it says here in the person's tweet, I'm excited to announce that T-Mobile and Sprint have reached an agreement to come together to form a new company, a larger, stronger competitor that will be a force for a positive change for all US consumers and businesses. It did make me curious about the 5G networks, because even here I don't think the 5Gs are gonna start coming out until about 2 years or so, to my understanding. It says the new T-Mobile will have the network capacity to rapidly create a nationwide 5G network with the breadth and depth needed to enable US firms and entrepreneurs to continue to lead the world in the coming 5G era, as US companies did in 4G. Does this actually make people in the US more excited? Because I would assume it's smaller companies that will be able to compete with the larger ones, or no, would it just be as another large company, you're still gonna pay high rates? Although, to my understanding, the rates in the US and stuff are way cheaper compared to here in Canada. I think we get robbed for what we pay for our data and everything. And I guess in Singapore, they're basically going to change the drone laws or something like that. It says CAAS proposes enhancements to law governing drone use in Singapore to ensure public safety. It's kind of interesting to me because that article that came out the other day talked about that car-free day where they were letting people fly drones like without any type of registration or anything like that. It says the 5 proposed changes include the introduction of an online training program, a pilot licensing scheme, as well as implementation of an additional requirement for those flying unmanned aircrafts weighing more than 25 kilograms. These requirements could include the partial or full certification of the unmanned aircraft, as well as certification of the operator and maintenance organization. CAAS said on Sunday, April 29th, that it is seeking for public feedback for these proposed amendments. Members of the public have until May 31st to provide their feedback through the REACH website. Currently, the unmanned aircraft regulatory framework requires those flying, such as aircraft, to apply for permits from the CAAS, depending on purpose, weight of the unmanned aircraft, and where it will be flown. When I hear that word public consultation, it just reminds me of the one we had here in Canada. It wasn't really a consultation. It felt more like, this is what we're doing, and yeah, just learn how to deal with it. For the most part, that's how it felt like anyways, and we're still actually waiting for the regulations. Though I'm assuming maybe they'll have better luck here because they actually have reasonable laws, to my understanding. Like, they're more reasonable here in terms of people flying, and if they have events like that car-free day, I'm assuming drones are more positive there in terms of a view. I think fundamentally this is kind of the key information in terms of regulations and stuff like that. It says for drones, once they cross a certain weight class, they cease to be just toys and could be dangerous to others. It's kind of the debate. What exactly keeps a drone classified as a quote toy, and when you start treating it like it's some kind of dangerous piece of machinery, as if you're like, say, driving a car or you're flying an airplane, for example. Like, when does it become that versus just a toy or someone just sending it up in the air, taking a selfie? Okay, I'm done, like that type of thing. Keeping the babies warm, it seems like. Is that more babies? That's cute. Funny enough, those baby ducks and stuff, they got afraid because that kid was coming, because the kid was coming way too fast. Alright, see you guys later.